Welcome and thank you for joining me today on this first edition of Throwback Thursdays, where we're going to be talking about and looking at some of the original first releases from the different crafters of Kyber crystals. And this week we're going to focus on our featured crafter, which is KRC Kybers. Now, one of the things about KRC Kybers is they just started a little over a year ago. So they were just getting into it and everything when these particular Kybers we're going to look at today, and we're going to look at two of them. We're going to look at the first two releases. And he had just gotten started. He'd done some display Kybers without chips in them, and started moving towards trying to make some chipped Kybers that would be functional in your Savi's chassis and in your holocrons. Now, both of these Kybers that I have are some of the first ones that he made. I do not believe these particular Kybers are available anymore. Now, there may be a 2.0 version coming around of these at one point in the future. I don't know for sure. I know in discussions it's kind of hinted towards it. So Ryan Shelley over at KRC Kybers, if that is the case, definitely leave us a comment down below. Let us know exactly if that is something that you're working on. I'd love to hear that, and I know the people watching would love to hear that as well. With these Kybers, and what you're going to see when we're doing these Throwback Thursdays is, again, with these being new, first releases, early release Kybers, working our way towards the newer stuff, you're going to be able to see the difference in quality. You're going to see the progression of how their crafting quality and their techniques improved over time. Now, I will say this, I may sound a little critical on some of these videos that you're going to see on these Throwback Thursdays, but that is because I'm pointing out some of the differences on the Kybers of how they looked back when they started, to really emphasize just how much of an improvement things have been made. If the particular crafter we're talking about that week has made improvements on their particular products and what they're putting out for all of us to really enjoy and collect. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and jump to our Kyber cam and show you what it is we've got today. So the first two that we have are the Chosen Clan and the Father and Son. Now, the Chosen Clan that you're going to see on your screen, I believe, is going to be on your left. The one that's closest to me, I guess, right there. That particular Kyber, it's a single chipped Kyber. So it was set up originally to be single chipped, and it has the voice of Yoda, the 8-ball voice. So it does give you, I believe, a green, and we're going to verify that. I believe it's going to give us a green color on our Savi's chassis. But what you're going to notice on this Kyber is a few different things. The first thing that really jumps out is you can see on the face right there where the pour spout was. Okay, so now that's something that Ryan has mastered now. It's very difficult to be able to find where the pour spouts are located at on their Kybers. So that's something that really has made a big difference on them, so that you can't really tell very easily. And I'm going to spin these around because they're easier to be able to maneuver and manage when they're turned the other direction. But what you're going to notice on here is you will see the air bubble locations on there where air bubbles did stay, which I'll be honest with you, I've tried doing Kybers myself a little bit here and there, just kind of messing around with it, and air bubbles are the hardest thing to master. Being able to minimize or completely eliminate air bubbles, which is very, very difficult. And some of you guys out there that may be watching this that have started doing some of your own Kyber crafting probably have ran into a lot of that. You'll see on there that the coloration, sorry about that. You'll see that the coloration in the green, for instance, is not consistent. There's a lot of haziness to it. cloudiness on there where the colors just aren't blending. The coloring agent didn't blend into the resin very well. And then you have very similar issues with that in the silvers. It's supposed to be like your Beskar, I guess, because I believe this is based off of the Mandalorian. Of course, green being Grogu, and then the silver being the color of Beskar. On there. You've got some dark spots here. And I know it's a little bit hard to see with a light, especially with this matte. But I tried different color mattes on the back to be able to show you, and it made the two of them really hard to see at times, depending on what color I used. So this is the most neutral color that gives us the best quality. But you've got a lot of air bubbles. Man, that thing just keeps wanting to jump around. A little jumping bean on me here. You do have, like I said, the air bubbles. You can see this pore spout on there. And it's interesting how the green is around, but yet you still have the gray inside the middle of the pore spout. I don't know if that was intentional or not, but that's how the Chosen Clan turned out. The father and son here, and we're going to go ahead and move the Chosen Clan over here out of the way just a little bit. The father and son is supposed to be symbolizing Vader and his son, of course, being Luke Skywalker, having your green lightsaber color from Luke, both of them sharing blue at one point, and then your red for Vader on it. Now, this particular one, I believe, is supposed to be chipped double to where it'll be Vader on one end and Luke on the other end, but this was one of his earlier ones that he put out, and it unfortunately did not end up getting double chipped, or I have a bad chip in it. I'm not 100% sure, but I know whenever I try to put it inside the saber or the Savi's hilt, it does not give me a color on there. So I am going to put the tongs down here, and I'm going to use my fingers. Unfortunately, what I want to look at is, can we make out and see the RFID chip in the top at the point? And that is a no, because we're seeing the light reflecting. So I do not see the chip in the top of it there. In the base, also, you cannot see the chip. So that was one thing that I can say, honestly, from KRC Kybers, I have not had any issues with being able to see the RFID chips in those. Looking at Chosen Clan, looking at the tip there, you cannot see the RFID chip there either. And then on the base, again, can't see the chip. Now I know these were made well before KRC started using inserts like you will have seen in his most recent release, the one we talked about on Monday, the Tears of Elam, and also Your Living Force. I know that he started using a way to be able to hide the RFID chips, and also really its functionality for the insert that he's made to keep those RFID chips in place properly. So let's go ahead and from here, let's take a look and see what colors we do get inside our Savi's chassis. So we're going to go ahead and start with the Chosen Clan. Like I said, from what my information shows, we do get green, and this is a single chipped Kyber. But I'm going to go ahead and flip it over just to make sure. And that is correct, because we do not get a color on the opposite end. So we are only going to get green. Now, with the father and son, we do get the blue. Flip it over here, and I do not get the red. So this one here, like I said, is either the RFID chip inside this particular Kyber does not work for the Vader side, or it was single chipped. And honestly, I don't want to go to try to figure that out, which one it is. But we will go ahead and try. Okay, so we definitely get the blue on that side. We'll flip it over just to see. Oops.
Anakin Skywalker was weak and sentimental, so I destroyed him.
So
his fall was my rise.
So there is an RFID chip inside this particular one for the red side, but it may be that the positioning of it inside this particular Kyber is too far away for a Sabi's chassis to be able to recognize. So that would have been a flaw in the original design from the way that KRC was doing their Kybers from the beginning. So let's go ahead and pop open our Jedi Holocron, and we are seeing a red there, so we know we do have red on that direction. Let's flip it over. Okay, we've got blue, and
I've seen this rostering only once before.
We got old Luke. So Vader and old Luke, which is what my notes do specify is supposed to be. So we'll go ahead and put this one in here, and
Meditated on this question. I have. My answer is yes.
so we do have the Yoda 8-ball. We'll go ahead and flip it over just to see if it picks up the other side. And it doesn't.
Master Obi-Wan Kenobi. I regret to report
So we only get our default. We only get the default on this one as well, which tells me that we do only have a single chip inside of our chosen clan. Kind of show you there a little bit on the camera screen there. But we do have two chips inside our father and son. But, and I'm just going to try it one more time. So we do have our blue. All right. So it's got to be the positioning of the RFID chip itself. It's not positioned oriented in the tip like it should be to be able to give the Vader color, or the Vader red that it's supposed to be. So, with that being the case, again, that could be something just as far as crafting goes, but it's something I know has been corrected in his designs since that time. With that, I will say thank you guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the Facebook page, the YouTube channel. To be able to get the notifications. Definitely take a look and subscribe to my Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, because those locations are going to be where you're going to get the notifications of when new videos come out. We did recently hit, got right at 130 subs. So I do thank you guys. We did do a giveaway over the weekend, and congratulations again to those winners. So I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Looking forward to getting to 500 so that way we can give you guys, I'm actually going to be giving out probably a couple black crystals. I've got a couple on hand that I've managed to pick up over the years that I'm looking at giving away for 500. And heck, if we can get to 1,000, I might give away a legacy lightsaber. We'll just have to see how it goes. So thank you again. I do appreciate you guys. As always, may the Force be with you.